Sublight, salvage and shipping. We're not scummy at all, the place. Hello?
Sublight salvage. Their front looks surprisingly on the up and up.
Unlike
we can shop here, or is it all
Eneering, yeah.
Sublight for life. Corporations never lifted a finger for me.
I like the cadence of Sublight for life. It's like, turn down for what?
Salvage is a family business. We've got each other's backs.
Can I just hop on your computer? Do you care? Can I just sneak on it? Nope, that's unlocked. Messages. From L. Hagen. Subject, don't run. What? Don't run? We lost another contractor to a UDL gunship. This is your daily reminder that legitimate businesses don't run from the authorities, and that is what we are. Stay calm, present your papers. If you get tangled up in the courts, I will personally bail you out. Anyone seen Hawthorne lately? I could use some reliable help. LH. That's really funny, actually. I really like this sentence. I like that message. We lost another contractor to UDL gunship. This is your daily reminder that legitimate businesses don't run from the authorities. And that is what we are. They're super not. It's so understood that they're a criminal organization that their own members run from the police because they know. That's funny, but they're trying to tell them, like, no, don't run from the police. Please stop dying / exploding. It's way more expensive than the legal problems. This is gonna be the universe where all the criminals are way more like, all the criminals are gonna be way more human and relatable than the authorities, just because some of the authorities are iffy, huh? I don't know. Maybe we still need to meet the boss around here. Maybe she's better. The engineer, captain, boss, CEO, everything that she is. Yeah. Fallbrook shipments. From Hagen again. Unlike most of you sprats, Catherine is bringing Sublight a consistent income. From today until I say so, you're to treat her as an extension of my desk. Speaking of which, Tobias, order an extension for my desk. Fallbrook shipment. Purple berry liquor, lots. Spectrum vodka, even more. Erotica, generic. The locals aren't picky. Erotica, exotic, except the ones who are. Space cake surprise. I don't know what this is, but it was on the last month's order list, so either track some down or do your best in the kitchen. Black hole Holcomb signed toss ball poster. P.S. Tobias, where are we with that desk extension? What? Sir, this is the same email. He hasn't gotten it yet. I don't know. They keep... It kind of comes and goes. Yeah. I think they fucked up, actually. I think this is supposed to be an email, and that's supposed to be a different email. There's been a few different times where it's like, okay, I only get to read one side of the conversation. Gotcha. Except sometimes where the to and the from are both available in the same inbox. I'm like, that's not how the inboxes normally work, but okay. But then sometimes the to and the from and like are both in the same email, like they're responding to each other in a thread. And in this case, I think two separate emails are being shown as being the same email. I don't know. Not a huge problem. It's just that there's an inconsistency to the formatting of what emails mean and what I should expect from each one. This week in salvage. My scanner says the Mardits impounded a freelancer ship after the captain misbehaved. The crew dropped so many bits at various places that they can't afford to lift the impound. Whoever gets me the salvage rights gets to sit quietly in my office and watch a professional work. One of ours had an altercation with one of theirs. Lost another contractor, scrapped the ship, dedicated a tenth of the salvage to funeral expenses. I take care of my people. A little sprat told me that a crate of spoiled sister pork ended up at the bottom of a Monarch Canyon. Let's see how much we can sell. Speaking of which, no one eat at Auntie Cleo's stall until I say so. Something in the kitchen's gone bad. The next time one of us finds an abandoned ship and decommissions it, They had better dispatch a ground team to the debris field before the Marauders have their turn. Just because we're salvagers doesn't mean we have to be scavengers. Damn. Over here having standards, are we? Hello.
Who wants to play an impromptu tossball match?
We're in an elevator, sir.
No one?
The fact that you said that to me in an elevator just has me asking additional questions about what tossball means. I'm just gonna be honest about that.
Welcome to Sublight Salvage and Shipping, a legitimate business for legitimate consumers.
Wow. I believe
You
you
want
even more when you
flying
say it
the
that way.
unreliable?
How'd you know?
Money. We got it. The Steve doors want it. I'll take that as a yes. Miss Lilia has been expecting you. I'll unlock the door.
So you're a Sublight employee.
Sure am. A few years back, they got me started on simple acquisitions. You know those latches they put on cargo bays ain't worth a damn? These days, I stick to HQ and look after Miss Lilia.
I should go. At this point, I'm thinking like the third option where I don't say either name is probably the safest one. Just let them go with whatever assumption they're going with without potentially having a paper trail of how it might be bad to identify myself as not being Hawthorne, but I also can't identify myself as being Hawthorne. I can't verify that I'm Hawthorne, but also if I identify myself as being not Hawthorne, then I create more of a trail for the people who want that person. Although both Hawthorne and I are both wanted by the space people, so I don't know. Hopefully I can just outshoot them.
So you're the new captain in town. I was hoping you'd make your way to my office. Saves me the work of hunting you down. Lilia Hagen, CEO and Executive Director of Aggressive Operations. I'm guessing you already know about Sublight, otherwise you wouldn't have come.
You say that, but as an RPG protagonist, I pretty much just open every door like some kind of lunatic. Lie one, never heard of you. Groundbreaker Security told me Sublight has a pretty sketchy reputation.
You clutched those pearls awfully tight for someone flying a dead man's ship.
Ah!
It's
She
nice to
knows.
see the Unreliable again. Useful ship. Hawthorne was my contractor. I'd recognize that leaky boat of his anywhere.
Don't let Ada hear you calling her ship names.
Is Ada still at the helm? I don't know how many times I told Hawthorne to restore that smartass to factory settings. I have a salvage job for someone light on corporate ties with a reliable set of wings. But there's a catch.
There is always a catch.
If you have a nav key to Stellar Bay, the job's yours. Interested?
What's so special about Stellar Bay?
First, an embargo that's been active ever since the board pulled its forces off-world. Few regulations, plenty of freedom. And second, all the goodies that no one had time to pack.
I don't have a nav key, but can I still take the job?
I like that initiative, but ease back on the throttle. Gladys at the Rest and Go might have what you need. If there's anything else, be quick about it. Time is bits.
I'm gonna have to work on that. I take it Sublight isn't strictly a salvage operation.
These days, the scrap business all but runs itself. Gives me the time to expand our interests into other sectors, where I can let my hair down.
What kind of other sectors does Sublight pursue other than salvage and shipping?
Our field is persuasive acquisitions. At least that's how my legal advisors tell me to phrase it. Not all of our salvage is abandoned when we find it. Sometimes it takes a polite conversation and a shot across the bow. You know, legal formalities.
So you're a company of bureaucratic pirates.
Your words, not mine.
You're very honest about Sublight's criminal side.
Hey, careful with the C word around here. I like to keep things above board, and that kind of talk only makes trouble. Sublight occupies a legal blind spot. No one knows what we're licensed to do, and that gives our little business some freedom. But let's not tempt fate.
How organized is this business?
Very. I have this thing about numbers in spreadsheets, grids in general. I like to think of myself as the last honest businesswoman in Halcyon, but I'll settle for being the most organized one.
Back to my other questions.
Ask. I have nothing to hide.
Oh, it's so embarrassing when I say back to my other questions and then I don't have any.
Be seeing you. Make sure you aren't followed on your way out.
I almost feel like they should script these menus and dialogue choices to, like, check before you, like, have the option. Like, back to my previous questions. Oh, right, this is the only dialogue tree we have. How could I forget? Dangerous Frontiers by Ophelia Sweeney. It is intriguing how we devoted our resources to the stars when there were still so many problems to be solved on Earth. Exposing our fragile species to the breadth of the cosmos rendered settlers and spacers alike vulnerable to the mysteries of the other worlds. The fate of an outbound civilization could hinge on a single miscalculation, an unobserved variable, and any number of alien catastrophes. Recklessness and impatience are, perhaps, hardwired features of humanity, and not errors in our genes, as others might imply. Hardwired features. Look at that dense-ass book. That thing's like 2,000 pages long. Or the paper's garbage. Maybe it's just thick-ass papyrus that we've regressed back to, like, shittier paper over the years. Sublight, a legitimate business. Contractors, if the authorities are on your heels, our legal team has pre-approved you to recite this passage from our colonial trading rights. Pursuant to regulations following internally preserved Borst, such a business entity would therefore be entitled to gather, maintain, and ultimately dispose of decommissioned agricultural hardware accessories for profit or convenience. The short version, if we handle potted meat, we can legally salvage tractors and tractor parts. That's why I keep a can of Borst in a Sublight-owned safe deposit box off-world, and why the goods you bring in are cataloged as farm equipment. Everything we do is perfectly legal. Now go bring home some bacon. Wow, that's... She pretends to be a Borst handling organization by having some Borst just sitting around. And then they just pretend everything they salvage is farming equipment for the Borst. Which also, potted meat is a hell of a fucking sentence. Alright. Oh, hey, this is just a balcony. Alright, well that's all, that's their entire business. I was worried it might take a long time to go through their stuff, but it's just this one lady, mostly. Yep.
My dad taught me some French, you know? Stuff about omelets and, fromage. I could take a look at that journal.
By all means. I would be astounded, yet astronomically in your debt.
Oh, yeah, there's nothing at all about eggs and cheese in here. Sorry.
Very helpful. Thank you.
I'm pretty sure that's a Dexter's Lab reference. They just did a Dexter's Lab reference in the middle of this thing. There's a lot of French you could focus on, and they specifically went on, like, omelette du fromage, which is, like, burned into my brain.
Itching to whack someone over the head? We can help with that.
Right. You're the melee weapon vendor. I made it this far last time. Well, this sure... Oh, hello. Ooh. Ooh. Auntie's kitchen key card. Wait, didn't I need that? I think I needed that, like, for over here or something. No, not here. I think I've...
For the Wimbro? The
pirate ship?
I think the big building that has a bunch of stuff going on, I think that was Auntie Cleo's place. Rest and go.
In the docking base? Yeah.
I'm misremembering. I feel like I needed this exact card for a particular reason. Rest and go key card, yeah. That's the Lost Hope, Bell's Shells, Waste Disposal. Yeah, it doesn't... Maybe not. Maybe I haven't been there yet. We'll see. But they do mention... Oh, there. Well, there's Auntie... Alright, no, it's the next place. Well, it was just fucking sitting there, huh? What you guys guarding? Ah, the boss. I'll save the boss for last for reasons. Look! Loud noises. Hi, Greasy. You're a noisy, greasy creature. Yeah, it sounded familiar, but I was thinking of the locked stuff for the rest and go key card. I just had it in the back of my head that there was some kind of like vaguely like restaurant-y sounding card I needed somewhere.
Hearty greeting, potential customer. Welcome to Auntie's Kitchen, a home-style consumable protein dispensary. May this unit dispense proteins for your ingestion.
Wow, so appealing sounding when you put it that way. Aren't you just a glorified vending machine?
This unit is programmed to simulate shock at such assertions.
Not very
Shock
well.
Simulation non-functional.
Oh.
A trouble ticket has been filed.
Let me take a look at that. Maybe I can fix it.
Shock simulation restored. Initiating shocked subroutine. How dare you? Shocked subroutine complete. Estimated guilt level of customer increased by 35%. Resuming protein dispensation protocol. May this unit dispense proteins for your ingestion.
Shock simulation beginning. How dare you? Alright, well, give it a good go. He tried.
Beginning dispensing sequence. Please unblock all relevant facial protein ingestion tubes.
Oh, I don't like that. I'm leaving. Gross. Please unblock your ingestion tubes for I will... I'm gonna feed you, baby bird. Can I just walk over this ledge? No.
Report any sightings to your local board embassy.
Nope.
Go back to Byzantium, you gold-plated bastards.
Yeah, no one wants you on Groundbreaker.
These stairs are board property. Disperse now, or I'll detain you for trespassing.
Oh, real scary. You're really gonna arrest us on our station?
Yeah, this is Chief Junlei's ship. You don't own shit here.
Step back. I'm required by board bylaws to use excessive force.
The Mardettes would space you for trying, you waste of O2 scrubbers.
Yeah, O2 scrubbers.
Look, just get out of here before I tell your captain what you've been getting up to on the clock.
Ah, whatever. We got a date at the Lost Hope anyway.
Is this really what you want to be doing with your life, Marcy? Guarding stairs for that walking mustache Udon fucking Bedford? I gotta get off this detail.
Is this really what you want to do with your life? I don't know, you work for fucking Halcyon. Is there a lot of, like, good things to do with your life that they offer as options?
Hey!
Hey!
The last day of this posting can't come soon enough.
Either your name's Marcy, or you were talking to yourself in the third person, and both of those are hilarious.
Carry on.
I like to think that she heard me.
I'm just gonna hang in the back and try not to touch anything.
You'd think the board and its agents would be more content, sitting at the top of the system's food chain as they are.
So do you guys look like fascists on purpose, or is it just like a fun style for you? Like you saw the guys in V for Vendetta and you're like, I have an idea, and you didn't really like absorb the context or something? Because like, come on, man.
Ah, yes. Wheeler messaged me you were coming. He must be the captain of the Unreliable, a vessel that used to be helmed by one Alex Hawthorne. And you are not he. Has something happened to my favorite scruffy freelancer?
Okay, the entire pretense is gone. Everyone on this fucking place knows him. Like, by face. Wow. I'm gonna wring your scrawny neck, you sprat fuck. Give me my ship. Wow. I'm here to turn in Phineas Wells. You can go in some directions here, huh? Wow, okay. Alex is dead.
Oh no, this is terrible. My dear friend, what devilry is this? In whose miserable fever dream am I trapped?
It sounded like sarcasm, but then it kept going for too long, and then I thought maybe it wasn't sarcasm. I'm sorry for your loss.
Oh, Alex. There were so many arguments we'd yet to have.
Did he just like arguing with? What was your relationship with him?
He was my dearest friend. My only friend. You have his ship, you must know. That picture of us on the promenade, me hugging him, him wincing. I keep a copy beside my bed. Did he?
Yep, he sure did.
Ah, that's just like him. Such a sentimental man. Tell me, how did he die?
He was eaten alive by feral canids. I don't know, something less embarrassing?
No. How dreadful. That was always Alex's greatest fear, you know. Devoured by those fiends. Becoming one with their droppings.
Alright, that's enough vor for today. Again, I'm very sorry. So can we get back to the topic at hand?
Right. You're going important places, I'm sure. Big, exciting, important places. There, I've removed the flag from your ship.
What?
I'm terribly sorry for the inconvenience. However, before you go, Alex promised to tell me the location of Phineas Wells. I'm sure you've seen his wanted posters all over the colony. Did Alex tell you where Wells might be? Anything at all?
That's all it took? I just had to say, sup. And he's like, here it goes. I'm like, oh. Okay? Why do you think I'd know anything about Wells?
Well, Alex knew, or he said he did. And you have his ship. Maybe he kept some records around, or a conveniently placed note on his bedside table.
You really fixated on his bedside table. I don't even know if I found his bed, to be honest, in the first place. Maybe one of those rooms that didn't have a crew member in it, I guess. Probably, yeah. Oh yeah. I should have been on the lookout for that. I think there was one room that kind of had some things in it that maybe wasn't either of theirs. Why is the board so interested in Wells anyway?
You haven't read the posters? He's a terrorist, a thief, a madman. It's really in the colony's best interest that we stop him before he does further harm.
It's generally in my interest to do the opposite of whatever Spacer's Choice says is in the colony's interest. Or I guess Halcyon in general, probably. Alex never mentioned Phineas Wells.
That's... well, that's just terrible news. Law, what am I going to do now? The board will have my head. Oh, I'm sorry. This is terribly unprofessional of me. Is there anything else I might help you with?
I feel like when he's saying the board will have my head, he should, like, have the ability to animate to not just stare lovingly directly into my eyes the entire time. He should be able to, like, look away sometimes when he's thinking about stuff. I like how that wasn't a lie. My choices were... well, saying that I don't know anything about no, yeah, my choice was to say I know where Wells is, which is the truth, or to say Alex never mentioned him, which is also the truth, because I've never talked to Alex before. I've never met him. I just kind of met his innards, kind of. They were everywhere. What's this about the board having your head?
It's personal business, I'm afraid. Miserably, terribly personal.
Stop playing coy, Bedford.
I don't intend to be. It's just a matter of trust.
How can I win your trust, then?
Information on the whereabouts of Phineas Wells would go a long way. It's my white whale, I suppose.
I can't tell you where Wells is.
It's fine. Really, it's perfectly fine. I understand. Now, if you've nothing else, please see yourself out. I'd like to drown myself in work.
We really went in a circle there, didn't we? I'm here about Jessie Doyle. I want her debt settled.
Miss Doyle owes the board a significant sum. Alas, the only collateral she has is her organs. Compulsory donation is quite legal in such cases.
Whoa! Deeply distressing. She's worth more alive than dead. Put her under an indenture contract. Isn't that what everyone's already in, or something? Or, well, how much is it, though? I'll pay it off for her. Maybe?
Kind and efficient. Can't say I disapprove. Although, seeing as this woman isn't a member of our crew, it'd be nice if the price weren't quite so high.
I think you may have underestimated the size of Miss Doyle's debt. If you'll look over this itemized bill.
You're charging that much for emotional anguish, really?
I am extremely anguished, Captain. Please respect my feelings in this difficult time.
I doubt Mr. Bedford's ever felt real pain. We could introduce him to the sort of suffering that actually constitutes extreme anguish. For the good of his understanding, of course.
Be careful you don't irritate my guards, Vicar. You might not like their rather narrow understanding of what constitutes excessive force.
I was about to say, I think he can hear you, Max. A total of 1988 bits. I'll cover that.
I'm glad we could come to an accommodation. You may inform Miss Doyle that our collections agent will be recalled. Now, is there anything else you need, or can I return to my work?
I wanted to ask you something else, unless there isn't actually anything here. I guess I'll find out.
Be my guest.
What do you do here, exactly?
I'm the certified representative of the board's interests here on the Groundbreaker. I'm their eyes, ears, and busy little hands.
That doesn't answer my question.
I send a lot of messages. Sometimes I read them. Every once in a while, I'll impound a ship if I want to feel alive.
Wow. What a sexy life you've lived. Does it seem hot in here to you?
Law, but it's miserable. My underarms are damp. How can I be expected to work in these conditions? Chief Tennyson is supposedly looking into the cause, but I've seen no action from her. Deplorable conduct. My superiors will be hearing about it. You can be certain of that.
He would never survive California, apparently. That's literally my life right now. It's February. Why are there armed guards in here?
Oh, you've noticed my friends. Wonderful. Aren't their guns very large? Tremendously impressive. They're here to keep the peace, of course.
To watch your back, you mean?
Precisely. Groundbreaker makes much ado about its independent status and so resents any board presence, no matter how benign.
You call keeping offices on their promenade benign?
When the alternative is board guards at their gates, yes, I do. They don't see it that way, of course, but I can't say I much care.
What are those locked doors in the back?
A luxury stateroom, reserved for Chairman Rockwell's use.
Does the chairman visit here often?
Oh, good law, of course not. He'd never set foot on this decrepit junk pile. As this office is the primary embassy for the board on Groundbreaker, corporate bylaws specifically state a room must be maintained for the chairman's exclusive use.
Can you get me to Stellar Bay?
Oh, good law! Who'd want to go to that toxic hell pit?
I don't know, I'm just going on adventures and shit, you know. I'm the curious type. So, no?
No. Emphatically no. Unequivocally no. Immutably no.
No would have done it. You didn't have to crack open a thesaurus.
Best to be clear, I believe.
Back to my other questions.
Ask away.
Never mind. By the way, I know where to find Phineas Wells is not a question. Hi, guys.
Wonder what's playing at the Bijou Review this week.
Who did I piss off to get assigned here?
When's this shitbucket station going to repair its damn radiators? This armor doesn't breathe.
Well, then you're gonna have a fun time passing out. And then he's not gonna have anyone covering his ass. And it's gonna be very embarrassing for everyone. You know, when he said that I underestimated how expensive it was, I really started to think he was telling the I was actually in trouble and he had a point or something. It turned out I was actually overestimating how expensive it was gonna be, so guess there's that. Anthrocillin. Good for all that ails you. I like the part where the person looks like a skeleton. That makes me think the medicine's really good at keeping you alive.
Wish I could say it was good to see you, Ellie. At least you finally got your chance to square our debt. That ought to make you smile for once, huh?
Nothing makes me happier than being even. Except being right. That's nice too.
Got word from Udom, from the hitman who trailed me the other night. Seems I'm in the clear, thanks to you squaring my debt. You sure saved my skin, stranger. All debts between me and Ellie are cleared.
And I got most of the money. Wait, I got most of the money back? You basically could have just afforded to pay the debt yourself. Alright. Also, wait, you got word from the hitman? So he had access to you and just wasn't doing a good job or something? I don't know. Watch yourself while I'm gone.
The good news came through the wireless. Looks like you paid my debt to Jessie. I guess that means I owe you now, right? Tell you what, I'm a little short on bits at the moment, but I'm a decent scrapper and a better than average sawbones. If you're looking for a medic, I can work my debt off.
Odd. You're a medic, but you were an outsider to the actual medical facility. Like, you didn't come from it, interestingly. You really don't like owing people, do you?
It's like people touching a cookie and leaving it in the box. It's just one of those things that gets under my skin.
Are you saying you'll work for me just because I helped Jessie?
If I'm being honest, and I prefer not to, I was about ready to pick up another contract anyway. And you settled this in a pretty tidy fashion, which tells me you're competent. But we can say I'm repaying the favor if you prefer that version.
What exactly did Jessie do for you anyway?
She helped me win a bet.
That's funny. She says she saved your life.
Yeah, that's one way of looking at it. We were on a smuggling run planet side when our point man bet me I couldn't outrun a mantisaur.
They're not that fast.
That's what I thought. And as you can probably guess, the thing was faster than it looked. Probably would have caught me if Jessie hadn't picked it off.
So she saved your life.
Yeah, but the important thing is I won the bet.
Did you, though? I feel like you lost the bet, but alright, welcome aboard, Ellie.
You won't be sorry. Though it looks like you've got a full roster already. Time to play favorites, Captain.
Why, though? Why can't I walk around with 3 people? The guy from the board does. He has 3 people behind him. What is this nonsense? Vicar Max, I'll catch up with you on the ship later.
Dr. Fenhill, glad you opted to join us. It'll be good to have a Sawbones on the crew.
Like bones. Damn it, Jim, I'm a doctor now.
CNP Borst Pockets can be microwaved in 2.5 seconds. Borst Pockets.
Macrowaved. Huh. Well, this has gone smoothly so far.
Stay in the public areas and we'll get along fine.
Okay. Oh, it's hot in here. Was the air visibly warping before? No, it wasn't. It's only when you get, yeah, in here. Oh no. You guys are having a hell of a time in space, aren't you?
This is Halcyon. Hotter than usual in here. Hope we're not catching June Lay on a bad day.
Yeah.
I could spend all day in here and not have looked at half the best stuff. It's all pretty worn, though.
I'm pretty sure I heard the word meltdown earlier, so I think we're in some trouble here. 180 DPS, 142 DPS, look at you getting shit. So you're a medic of some sort. Ah, you even have some sort of semblance of armor already. So that's nice. 1 point available. Bonus base health. Base health. Base health. Threat up and down. And medical. That's more or less your job, right? I still haven't leveled, huh? Yeah, I was getting some big spikes earlier. But we're like on the cusp, it looks like. Can you see your health, your experience bar anywhere, like numerically? Probably here. Yeah. Oh yeah, 72,000 per level. Okay, so I gotta get used to some big numbers.
Junlei Tennyson. I'm captain around here, but chief to my friends. Hope you don't mind the formal introduction. Groundbreaker doesn't see many visitors.
I'm captain of the Unreliable, recently unshackled from Groundbreaker's impound.
Good for you. Hope you scared some sense into those bureaucrats giving you trouble. Just so we understand each other, I'm the final word on the ship. The Mardits, the crew, the engineers, their family. I hope there won't be any problems while you're visiting.
I'm not trying to start any fights, but I might have to end some.
Ain't that always the way? So what brings you to Groundbreaker? I'm curious, even though 9 times out of 10 the answer's just passing through.
Just passing through.
Statistics don't lie. We see a lot of the same faces coming and going, most of them board spies and corporate sprats. Makes it hard to trust outsiders. You seem different, so welcome aboard. Dr. Fenhill, I hope you've reconsidered my offer to stay on full-time. My crew are never short on dents and bruises.
I'm trying to live a more balanced life. Gun in one hand, scalpel in the other.
I already knew it'd be easier to teach an automech heart surgery than to change your mind. Fair travels, Ellie.
She has too many little, like, phrases memorized and ready that it's like starting to wear. It's starting to sound weird. A lot of pretense. Is that even possible? Automechs seem a little clumsy by nature.
They're risky, but the odds are still a little better than waiting for certain death.
We don't see a lot of competent surgeons on Groundbreaker. Dr. Fenhill is my on-again, off-again freelancer. I'd take it she'll be joining your crew full-time?
I don't like to put a label on things. Let's keep it casual.
If you ever decide to settle down, there's a home for you on Groundbreaker.
I heard you're having a heat problem. What's going on?
Groundbreaker's radiators need replacement parts. They're dumping superheated air into my ship.
Why haven't you fixed them yet?
Only the board has access to new parts, and I won't let them swindle me into a corner.
Surely the board doesn't want Groundbreaker to roast.
They want us to sweat, thinking that'll soften me up for a bad faith deal. If you'll excuse me, they can go fuck themselves. The board isn't helping, and my resources are spread thin. If I don't get those radiators back online, Groundbreaker, everyone on board, will be cooked alive.
You need a contractor to work this out. I'm available for a reasonable rate.
Reasonable, huh? That's the best news I've heard all day. According to my grandmother's old schematics, the parts we need should be in the back bays.
The back bays. Am I supposed to know where that is?
Sorry, I forgot not everyone knows this ship like I do. The back bays are on a lower deck, long abandoned and a haven for miscreants now.
So you can't get these parts anywhere else.
You must not have been here long. In Halcyon, new parts come by way of interstellar freighters from Earth, and the board monopolizes that kind of trade. That means I'd have to negotiate with the board. I've already given them the shops, the docking fees, and a damn embassy.
Their negotiations sound like a bureaucratic coup.
Damn right. And while I'm captain of the Groundbreaker, it falls to me to preserve this ship's independence.
Have you tried sending anyone else down there to get the parts?
I have. One of my engineers, plus a small security detail. They didn't come back. I can't afford to lose any Mardits on this job. No offense, but a freelancer like you is more dispensable.
Why so protective?
Mardits are descended from the original Marine detachment that crossed the void with Groundbreaker. I don't put their lives on the line if I can avoid it.
Couldn't we try to talk this out with whoever's down there?
Those idiots are immune to reason, and they don't much care if the station melts to pieces. They're content to die last. If you could find some way to solve this without violence, I'd prefer that. But more than anything, we need those parts.
I'll get you those parts from the back bays.
Good. Once you've obtained the parts, we can proceed to the next phase of repairs.
Once we've obtained the parts. Alright. Well, they've been naughty. I wonder if my skills can skip past some of the need for parts at all. Probably not. It'd be a little too straightforward. I don't want to steal it. I just want to read it. Let me read it. I like to read things. That's unlocked. Daily checklist. Radiator temp. Plumbing overflow. Life support. Crew morale. Scheduled landings. Checklist. Maintenance. Brush teeth. You can do this, Junlei. Personal files. Back bays. More complaints about the state of the bay. I already told the Mardits they're free to flush out McRed and his outlaws. They're so knotted up seeking warrants and paper justifications that they want someone else to solve their problems off the record. Sorry boys, not my job. McRed. Promenade status. Morale's dipped 18% since Martin Callahan showed up. It's that damn mask. Aww. His job's so depressing that's bringing down the entire crew. How do you measure that morale, though? Found another listening device in my office. Thing was the size of a toss ball with a cord leading all the way back to Sublight. Subtle as always, Lilia. Could have sworn the automechanical chef arrived with the company tech. No record of the guy leaving the station. We'll have to look into it. Sprat infestation at the Rustin Goes getting out of hand. Ethel better not be ranching those critters again, or I'll swear by law I'll airlock her stall. About to get spaced. Get floated, as the 100 would say. I'll continue to be the only person who watches the 100. Messages from you, Bedford. My dear lady, the implications of your accusations cause my breath to hitch in my throat. I am certain that we could arrive at an agreeable understanding for what is a board liaison, if not a facilitator of handshakes between great powers, much like the board and yourself. When you do decide to return to the negotiations table, consider once again the embassy expansion plans I laid out. Gestures of good faith do not go unpaid. That sounds not true. It sounds like gestures of good faith just keep expanding the reach of the board, literally and figuratively. To you, Bedford. Obstructionist. The board rejected my request for new radiator parts. Again, even after I greased their wheels with some targeted donations. Funny thing, when I used my admin privileges to survey the outgoing comms, I noticed some activity from your office. You chose your words carefully, but I plucked a juicy phrase from the transcript. Let the frog boil a while longer. And now I have no radiator parts. You're playing with our lives. Did they install you on the ship just to get under my skin, or are you pulling this shit for fun? JT. Let the frog boil a while, being a reference to the idea that if you put a frog in a pot and very, very slowly raise the temperature, the frog will boil to death, having not noticed the slowly increasing temperature. It doesn't work. It's a bit of a myth, if it was ever meant to be true at all. It doesn't work on frogs, at least, in the literal sense with the boiling.
Halcyon News. We interrupt your regularly scheduled advertisement for the following story. Do you have what it takes to defend your...
You, go away. Done with you. But anyway, while the frog thing doesn't actually work, it's an ongoing phrase, and that's what they're referencing to. It's the idea that they're going to continually make things worse and put pressure on longer and longer until, before they know it, they will have exerted their control and spread their influence without the engineer fully understanding it. So basically, that's why they keep talking about expanding the embassy, for example. They want to take over more and more of the space station before Tennyson realizes, and then eventually back her into a corner where ultimately they do have the power, and she doesn't. Did you just do a full spin? That was fucking spooky.
Good law, the heat in here is so unbearable I can hardly even concentrate. Junlei better hurry up with those damn repairs already.
You can pick up a gun and go down there if you want to. That's the situation.
Whatever it is, I'm working on it.
Except for the heat. Can't jump over this rail, I gotta go around. Don't mind me, just walking in a circle real quick. Alright. Documents. Workbench. Hi. Documents. Nope.
If this is about the leak on level 14, I already know.
I'm just ignoring it. I like leaks. Not a great predisposition for somebody of my job, but you know.
If you're here about the loose seals on level 3, it's on our list.
Wow, they know everything. I don't know what they're talking about, though.
What? I had nearly figured out how to run that bypass job. Now I've lost my concentration. The one above the Lost Hope?
Oh, you.
The fucking door. It locked behind me. And it wasn't until this freighter captain found me that I...
Hi.
You're lucky the chief would have my ass if I spaced you. Now get back to work, Private.
Right away, sir.
Goddamn, threats, huh? That's not nice. He was locked in a toilet. You can still smell it on him, I assume. Although the cigarettes might be masking that a little bit.
Suppose it's time to reevaluate my career goals.
Is that a choice people have? Do they get to have fucking career mobility? It feels like everyone's pretty restricted in this universe.
You should clear out. Engineering's a dangerous place to wander until we get those radiators fixed.
Yeah, I'm working on it. Just gotta shoot that guy and that guy. I can tell they're down there because there's red dots on my screen. What is that weird swarm? Excuse me? You can bet your ass I'm shooting the glowy shit the moment I get down there. What the fuck is that? Sealed. Oh. That's not where I'm supposed to go. Evidently. Happiness is a warm ship. Where do I go for that? Get new parts from the radiator ready to get old machinery in the back base. Where's the back base again? At the back base? Happiness is a warm... Yeah. Got a little distracted by the redetails. Where was the back base?
What can I do for you, Captain?
Oh yeah, we still have more to talk about anyway. What's it like being in command around here?
Frustrating. Everything down to the circuit boards is past warranty, so I have the pleasure of making life or death decisions on a shoestring budget. Plus, there's no time to train my successor or document fixes in a way that anyone outside the family would understand.
This ship is a family business?
Sure is. The Tennysons came over on the Groundbreaker. My grandmother, Chief Hagen, kept it together during the crossing and until she died. I was promoted only recently, when my mom died. Then I took the leap from chief engineer to captain.
They must have been amazing people to have taught you all you know, I mean, which is a lot.
That means a lot coming from a fellow engineer.
Condolences, Junlei. I'm sure those were big shoes to fill.
Appreciate it. There wasn't much that took me by surprise about the job, but the little things you never expect or think about, they add up over time. Maybe you can see why I'm protective of Groundbreaker. This ship is family. It's got tinkerings and bypasses that only Tennysons know about.
You believe her when she says it, too. This is an intentional juxtaposition in the script. You have two different factions that refer to their people as family, but in one of them it's a literal sense, and the other one is the, if you find the body of a suicide victim, then you need to pay their funeral bills kind of family. Aren't you a little young to be training a successor?
You see any bite-sized Tennyson children running around? I didn't think so. The next captain won't have my heritage. I'll have to foster that talent from somewhere. It's only a question of when.
Parvati here could always help you shoulder the burden.
Oh, gosh. I don't know. I'm really just a dab hand with a wrench. Nothing special. Not like a chief engineer.
Don't sell yourself short. It doesn't take a seasoned pro to tinker on Groundbreaker. Just someone who knows how a ship ought to feel. We're always thirsting for help. If you could find your way around this labyrinth of ducts and panels, we could work something out.
Is that going to be her end goal? I feel like I already found Parvati's ending. Like, we finished whatever's going on in the story, and then she retires to the ground. She not really retire, but she like moves on from the party, and like the end credits scene, like the end slates, like Parvati went on to join Tennyson as the heir of the Groundbreaker. Where's the self-destruct mechanism?
I hope that was a joke, Captain. I really do. I gelded that thing years ago. Now it brews a stim that goes down stronger than Nan or Spank. Family recipe.
It was a joke, but it's real?
You've got my attention.
Yeah, because I talked about blowing your ship up. You don't have a lot of faith in the board.
You're right, I don't. The board is after two things, bits and power, and they only get it by sticking their nose where it doesn't belong.
How do you keep the board at a safe distance?
I placate them when I have something to offer, but I can also be a real hard-ass. It'd be a joy if I could kick out the corporate merchants and reclaim the docking fees in my lifetime. Too much of Groundbreaker's income is flowing in the wrong direction. I'd like to see that change.
You must not like Udom Bedford very much.
I like to think of myself as a nice person, but if that gaudy embassy of his was on fire, I might hold my breath a moment before activating the sprinkler system. The board wants control over Groundbreaker, and leeches like Udom Bedford will do anything to please their corporate masters. You've got my attention.
Parvati, you want to talk to Junlei? Go ahead.
What? I didn't think you just...
Parvati, is it? That's a lovely name. What can I do for you?
I was just thinking, I haven't got much experience working with actual, real spaceships, Miss Junlei. Chief Junlei.
Junlei is fine.
Nudge Parvati to continue.
Okay. Since you run a whole space station, I was wondering if, well, maybe you could teach me some things. I could message you later, maybe?
I'd be happy to make the time, Parvati. You can ask me anything.
Parvati, don't be shy about requesting time off if you need to compare notes in person.
Right. In person. Sure thing, Captain. Wow, great. I'll do that then. Messages. Later. Oh, your name's pretty too. I should have said sorry. I like it. Honest. Sorry.
Nice job, Parvati.
Couldn't have done it without your moral support, Captain.
Now, if there's nothing else, there are other parts of the ship begging for my attention.
We'll be on our way. They seem like they might have something approximating chemistry. Hello. Ah, found it. The elevator. BRB real quick. The next dialogue. And then tech. I can get science pretty high. I get a new perk. Yeah, these are like every other level, huh? Even levels, like in D&D. Wait, no, in D&D that's every 4 levels, I think. I might be mixing things up. It's fine. So I got the bonus health. I got the ally expansion. I mean, experience bonus. I got the lower durability loss because goddamn, that's a problem. I got the armor. Those all make sense. Companions crit more. Ammo stock. Carrying capacity would not hurt. Just from the fact that I'm doing a let's play, it would not hurt to have increased carrying capacity so that I can not have to spend as much time managing my interface in a playthrough. I might do it just for that reason. 20% vendor prices though. That's part of my like suave persona and all that. Saving 20% of my vendor price money for the rest of the playthrough helps. Yeah, okay. We have a lot of quests in progress right now. And you guys have another perk purchase to go. So, 10% ranged damage, 5 armor rating, 10% melee damage, or 10% chance to extract mods in the field. Oh, an increased chance to loot mods in the party. When provided performs an ability, recharge some of your tactical time dilation meter. Interesting. You need to get all 3 of these in a row if you want this sequence. But I feel like it makes sense to go down that line, but considering you get 1 perk per tier, and then there might be the total number of perks you get in the entire game, hard not to think that maybe they're making your choices kind of boring by locking 3 of them into a series with each character. So I feel like I'm just gonna pick the ones on the right for each character. 10 rain damage, yep, same ones. Increase the amount of health received from your inhaler when allies in the party. 20% more healing. Nice. That's all. That's less ambiguously awesome. And next I'll be able to do tier 2 skills, which we'll read when the time comes, because that's going to take a bit.